I bought 37 computer parts and peripherals listed as untested, hoping they'd be useful for future projects on this channel. Was it actually worth it? While browsing eBay, I found this listing: 2 motherboards with CPUs and coolers, some random CPU, 20 sticks of RAM, a few cables, a mouse, batteries, and some weird laptop parts. All of that for £73 and 90 pence, including shipping. Quick math puts it at around £1.99 per item. So, was this an absolute steal? Well, I decided to risk it and buy the whole thing.
Three days later.
3 days later, the package finally arrived. So let's open it together and see what's actually inside. The first thing on top is an ASRock Z170 Extreme 4 motherboard, with a CPU and cooler already installed. And honestly, it's in pretty decent condition. The second motherboard is an Intel DX79TO. This one arrived with an Intel Core i7-3820 installed. LGA 2011 processor with 4 cores, 8 threads, and a base clock of 3.6 GHz. We also got a random gaming mouse, a VGA cable with a DVI adapter, a Zalman fan, some laptop batteries, and an Intel cooler for the LGA 2011 platform. And fun fact, this cooler actually has LED lighting that looks like a tiny gas burner flame when it's turned on. And then, one of the most important things in the entire box, 20 sticks of DDR3 and DDR4 RAM. Basically worth their weight in gold these days. What else do we have here? Some random Xeon processor. Its specs are on the screen right now. And finally, a few leftover parts like I/O shields and some mystery laptop components. Alright, let's clean this mess up and move over to the test bench. Honestly, I didn't expect everything to be in such good visual condition, but is it actually working? Well, let's find out. And let's start with the motherboards. First up, the ASRock Z170 Extreme 4. I install a known working RAM stick and try to boot it. Nothing. The board doesn't start. Let's see what's hiding under the cooler. It's an Intel Celeron G3900 and LGA 1151 CPU. Basically, the kind of processor whose only job is to display an image. Hey, maybe the socket pins are damaged and, oh my god, some of the pins are bent? Yeah.
Oh my god! Holy Jesus! What is that? What the f is that?
Let's leave this motherboard for another day and try our luck with the second one. And this time, before connecting anything, I'm checking the socket pins first. And everything looks good. For the test, I'm using a working Corsair Vengeance RAM stick and a PowerColor RX 554GB graphics card, because this CPU doesn't have integrated graphics. Everything connected. Pressing the power button. Moment of truth. No way. The board booted on the first try. That honestly gave me hope. Now let's see if it works with all 8 RAM sticks installed. Let's install the CPU cooler. A little bit of thermal paste. Tighten everything down properly, without stripping the threads. Hopefully, And now, we can finally fill all the RAM slots. Done. Power button. F2 for BIOS. And oh my god. All memory modules detected correctly. Alright then, let's test the RAM that came with the motherboard. I'm checking them one by one. And surprisingly, everything works. After testing 4 sticks, I immediately add another 4. And boom, 32 gigabytes of RAM. All DDR3 modules work correctly. And the motherboard with the CPU also works perfectly, so honestly, I'm pretty happy with this result. Now we need a platform with DDR4 support. Let's clean this mess up and move over. For that, I'll use a Dell Precision Tower 5810 workstation that I bought a few days ago for ridiculously cheap. A full video about that machine is coming to the channel very soon. But for now, let's test the RAM. A lot of testing later, I ran into a weird issue where the keyboard was causing the BIOS to freeze. After an hour of testing and fighting with the keyboard, and a BIOS issue that turned out to be fixable by simply removing the battery and resetting everything, I finally managed to get almost all of the remaining RAM modules working, with one small exception. No matter which slot I used, and after multiple attempts, unfortunately, these 2 RAM sticks still refuse to post. I tried resetting the BIOS again, blew out the RAM slots, and nothing. So I switched the keyboard and, yep, all 4GB DDR4 modules work correctly. But there's a problem with the Ballistic's 8GB sticks. The system refuses to post with them installed, so now the question is, does this Dell have compatibility issues? Or are these 2 sticks just dead? Either way, we'll deal with that another time. Now let's move on to the summary. How much is all of this actually worth? 12 pieces DDR3 RAM are worth around £45. The DDR4 RAM is worth around 33 pounds. The DDR3 is worth around 2 pounds. The cheapest Intel DX79 TO motherboard I found on eBay was around 39 pounds. An i7-3820 goes for around 15 pounds. The coolers are worth maybe 20 pounds total, and the remaining stuff like cables, the mouse, and accessories adds another 20. So overall, everything here is worth around 175 pounds. Honestly, I'm really happy with today's result. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see what kind of PC I'll build from these parts and watch more videos like this one, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.